off for the weekend, and I have both trailers here, and they're both empty, and it is time to kind of do a review, go over each of the two trailers, and give you guys some couple differences that I've noticed, couple similarities. Basically the same trailer. They're both lowboys with drive-over fenders, and they are both rated for 24,000 pounds. They both weigh well under 8,000 pounds and well under 7,500 pounds. And they're both triple axle trailers. So a set of tires for me is 7 tires. Rather than tandem axle trailers, a set of tires is usually 9 tires, right? So a couple differences. Let's go over, they're both gooseneck trailers. This is a 2019 Delco trailer purchased, well, almost exactly a year ago. Pretty much. And then the new trailer is a 2020 Iron Bull, and purchased that last month. So I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate your interest. I am here to show you what I'm doing, to kind of tell you why I've chosen certain things when it comes to equipment, loads, securement, all of that type of stuff. But I am not the end all when it comes to purchasing equipment. Equipment is expensive. Equipment should idealistically last you multiple years before you have to replace it. And it's important, even though you guys are watching my videos, and I appreciate that, and you're probably watching other videos out there to help give you guys some knowledge on this stuff. That's great. But realize this, that I am not the only place that you should be doing research. If you're serious about this, if you are interested in this, there are deals to be had out there. They may or may not be in your area. You guys know I'm based in Southern California. Everything is more expensive in California. Why? I don't know, but it is. So when I was looking for trailers, and when I realized those big Tex trailers were almost 10,000 pounds, weighing almost 10,000 pounds with a capacity of 24,000 pounds, that gives me a freight capacity of 14,000 pounds. And not only that, if I'm hauling lighter loads, I'm still carrying around 10,000 pounds worth of trailer. Maybe that trailer will last longer, I don't know. But, you know, to haul around the other thing that I really, really like about this trailer is this trailer's empty, unladen weight is 6,350 pounds. So that gives me a freight capacity of over 17,500 pounds to haul. Obviously, depending on how much securement weight I have on the trailer and, you know, the weight of my tires and things like that. But that's a very lightweight trailer and a really nice capacity, freight capacity. I went to Big Tex. I like the Big Tex trailers. I really liked them. And so I went to a dealership, and I was quoted for a 24 GN trailer. I think I was quoted like almost $16,000, and the trailer weighed almost 10,000 pounds. I shopped around, did a lot of research, shopped around, found a deal not in my backyard, not in Southern California. For this Delco trailer, we drove, 1,300 miles to Texas, Central Texas, to pick up this Delco trailer. Had a really good experience with the dealers over there. Very, very knowledgeable. They took care of me. I'm very pleased with the trailer. Again, I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it. I kind of think that's like, you don't ever ask a woman her age. Well, you don't ever ask, oh, how much did you pay for that? So, but I will tell you that there are really good deals to be had out there. And sometimes you have to look for those deals outside of your comfort zone. So in this case, I bobtailed from Southern California to Central Texas to pick up this trailer. And when I picked it up, got it, got the paperwork right on it and picked up my first load and brought it back to Southern California. That being said, sometimes you have to get creative. Sometimes you have to think out of the box. Sometimes you have to be willing to drive 2,000 miles. If you're not in a place where there's great deals on trailers or equipment that you may need, you have to be willing to go maybe a little farther to get that deal. Like I said, they're both gooseneck trailers. The Delco purchased a shocker hitch, like an airbag, really helps with the push and pull of the trailer, the weight of the trailer, weight of the load type thing, especially California. There's nothing but potholes on our highways, it seems sometimes. So this really helps. Everything is the same here. Spare tire goes above right here. I don't really care for that. I have to scale the whole top of the trailer in order to get to the spare tire. So I personally don't care for that, but that's where it is standard on this type of trailer. The next thing I want to touch on is the storage boxes. There are two openings, or two doors, I should say, but it's all one box on the inside. So, it is what it is. It's lock to or unlock to. The Iron Bull is just one door. What I do like above the Delco here is like a small platform. It's probably like 8 inches deep, and I put my dunnage there. So that's kind of convenient for me. That's standard on the Delco. The landing gear is manual. The landing gear is manual, and the feet are tucked under the trailer. So I think that looks a lot neater than what the Iron Bull is. I'll show you guys that in a second. Crank handle for your landing gear, and then back here, this was also all standard. So the chain racks came already welded on, already standard, and they came with a nice neat little like a box here, and it takes up, so all your chain, sometimes I put dunnage in there too, whatever. So this little chain box is 8 inches away from the back of the trailer. So I lost 8 inches here, but everything stays neat, and none of the chains or the binders are going to touch or flap on any of my freight, right? So they are lockable. I have locks on them, and then the trailer also came winch ready. So I have my dunnage right there now, but if I wanted to, I can add a winch. Another and the plate. I really like about the Delco is, it comes with the standard. Supposedly they were treated 2x6s. It's a full wood deck, but it has this metal. This is the I-beam. And it's running, obviously, the full length of the trailer. Helps for support, stability, strength, all of that good stuff. And the wood, it was supposed to be treated, but I don't know, whatever. They haven't replaced any of the wood. The wood gets damaged, dinged, scratched up, oil, all kinds of stuff gets on it. And the wood just kind of seeps it in. which is a good or a bad thing depending on how you view things. But I really like the fact that the rub rail runs the full length of the trailer. The only part of this trailer on the left and the right and the rear that does not have rub rail and stake pockets is in between the drive over fenders, where Delco has put 3 D-rings, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. But I have full length on this trailer of rub rail and stake pockets. So that's really nice. Anywhere I need to throw a strap, I have the capability to do that very easily and safely. It's all on the rub rail. Another difference that I have noticed between the 2 trailers, like I told you guys, they're basically the same trailer, but Iron Bull has done a couple things differently than Delco. One of those things is with the Delco, I have 23 feet of open deck space from the front or the nose of the trailer to the start of the drive over fenders. So that's 23 feet. And on the Iron Bull, it's a little shorter. We'll go over that in a second. So basically, the axles are set farther back on this trailer. Everybody wants to know why a lowboy, why drive over fenders? Oh my God, Natalie, you got so many problems with this. You know, why would you ever choose a trailer like that? I'm going to go over that. But first, what I want to give you guys is the actual dimensions here. Okay, like what are we talking? Both of these trailers are 40 feet long, right? Both are goosenecks, both have drive over fenders. This, I told you guys, 23 feet from the nose of the trailer to the beginning of the drive over fenders, 23 feet. The drive over fenders on this Delco trailer consist of, let's take a look here, 9 feet. These fenders are 9 feet long. And the fender is 10 inches wide, so times 2, so 20 inches. And it sits 6 inches high. So 29 inches off the ground is the deck of the trailer, plus 6 inches here. That's the difference between a lowboy and a standard full deck, standard height full deck trailer. I would imagine if I'm 29 inches with 6-inch drive over fenders, I would imagine that a standard deck height trailer, Hotshot trailer, is about 35 inches tall, high off the ground. It's not a huge difference, but it means that I can haul freight or anything else. I can put things on my trailer that are up to 6 inches higher than what a standard height trailer could account for without getting oversize or over height permits. So that was a big deal for me, and that was important to me to have that versatility. But that takes away, having a lower deck takes away 9 feet of this deck has drive over fenders. So my full deck width is 102 inches minus 20 inches here is 82 inches. That being said, I don't have a lot of issues with putting freight in between the fenders, okay? Sometimes you got to get creative. Sometimes you have to use, sometimes I use my dunnage if I need to build up the deck in order to put it level with the fenders. I've done that. Some shippers, if it's like long bundles, 25-foot long bundles or something like that, that has to go over the wheel, over the axles, then, you know, sometimes shippers have used 2 forklifts, lifted up the long bundles and placed them inside the fenders. There are a lot of other ways to do that. I've found I've had to get creative at times with putting freight in between the fenders, but I have not ever gotten to a load and not been able to put the freight onto the trailer because of the fenders. I have, however, had issues, a couple, not many, but a couple issues with vehicles. So F-150 Raptors, have a very wide wheelbase. You can't, they don't fit inside the fenders. They don't fit inside these fenders. So one set of the tires, driver's side tires, need to go inside the fenders, which means you need to be lined up just right. One set of tires needs to go inside the fender, and the other set of tires needs to drive over the fender in order to get past the fenders. I would never leave a vehicle for you guys. You know, I mean, you could, but me personally, I would not. If I had to load a Raptor, I wouldn't leave the Raptor in between the fenders. I would drive it forward and make sure that it's, you know, level for safety and for my peace of mind. So that's just me. Other vehicles, dualies. I'm not saying you can't load them, but you know, again, it's the wheelbase. So you're either going to be driving the outside rear tires will be driving over the fenders, and the inside tires you could either build up with 4x4s so that they could also drive over, or they're going to be just kind of like rolling, you know, and not actually rolling on anything. So that would be an issue. One time I got to a Sprinter van. It had been converted to like a handicap type van, and so it had side steps, but it had 2 side steps. So you had to actually step 1, 2, 3 to get into the van. And I started to roll the van up, and then I took a look, and that second side step was so wide that it would have scratched on the fenders. So I had to roll the van down, take it back to the dealership. Sorry, I can't, you know, it's not going to work with my type of equipment. So that has happened where I have had a little bit of issue with the fenders and hauling vehicles. Talk about tires, axles, grease, rather than oil bath, real quick. Now, when you purchase a trailer new from the dealer, from the dealership, pretty standard tires that come with the trailer are going to be 10-ply tires. You can get them upgraded to a 12, 14, or whatever ply tire before you even take ownership of the trailer. You can make that request. It may be a little cheaper than buying the tires, you know, separately on your own. What I did was I opted to keep the 10-ply tires that came with the trailer and not upgrade the tire. I'm really glad that I did. You know, newbie tip, you guys. If you are purchasing a new trailer and you're not used to hauling a trailer of this size or length, stick with the 10-ply tires, okay? Get your newbie miles in with the cheaper tire. They're not going to last as long, but you will be doing a lot of curb hitting. You will be doing a lot of U-turns. You'll be doing a lot of, oh shit, wrong way. I went the wrong way. I need to reverse. I need to back up. I need to, you know, do all of these different maneuvers to get myself out of this bind type thing. So I stayed with the 10-ply tires. I think they lasted me, they're about half life when I took them off, but I blew one, and that was the only time I'd ever blown a tire, and I did not want to deal with that again. So July to, I think, January, those 10-ply tires lasted me. And like I said, they're like half life now, but I pulled them all off and got these 14-ply tires. But there is a huge difference from how you feel between 10-ply and 14-ply. So I'm very pleased with these. These are 14-ply all steel tires. And with the triple axle trailers, I have grease bearings, which is a little bit different than the tandem axle trailers, whether it's 8, 10, 12, 15,000 pound tandem axle trailers. So those are all oil bath. These are grease bearings. Pretty easy to check, pretty easy to, you know, add grease. I still like the triple axle trailers. These things, you know, I've gotten into some tight situations. I mean, I've loaded cars in San Francisco. I've unloaded at a Lowe's in San Francisco. I mean, I've gotten into some really, really tight areas, and sometimes you got to run over a curb. I mean, what can I say? I got to make myself fit, right? So with these triple axle trailers, I mean, you watch it in your rear view, in your side mirrors, and you know, the axle just goes boop, 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 boop. They just roll right over, you know, anything. I would imagine with a dual axle, it would be more like a bump, 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 bump. You know, it might be more harsh, I would say, maybe. But these are great. The grease doesn't bother me at all. I like the fact that I can easily inspect every tire on this trailer. I don't have to try and stick my head inside the fenders, or, you know, have a question if the inside tire is, you know, okay, or, you know, it's more difficult to inspect. The axles that came with this Delco are Rockwell axles. Rockwell is made by Dexter. So when I got the trailer, I was told, you have Dexter axles. Yes and no. They're Rockwell, but they're made by Dexter. The brake assemblies that I use for this trailer are Dexter brake assemblies. We've tried self-adjust and never adjust. There is a cost difference, obviously, in the never adjust brake assemblies. I don't know, maybe $60 more, something like that. Depends on where you buy them. But the ease in never adjust brake assemblies, in my opinion, is well worth it. Talk about maintenance. I mean, brake assemblies, you know, bearings, what else? Equalizers. I mean, very minimal. I've had the annual inspection done in January after that CNC machine was dropped on my trailer, actually right about here. It's where this hydraulic grease stain is still here. So after that, I had the trailer, you know, inspected. We checked all of the I-beam, we checked the bracing, the frame under the trailer, everything. And that's something that, you know, you're going to want to do often, all the time, as much as you feel like you need to based on how you're running and what you're hauling. Another really big plus for me, for the axles, to replace one of the axles that I have, it's about a $400 bill. When you get dual 10,000-pound axles, I believe the cost to replace one of those axles is about $1,000. So, and then if you have 12,000-pound axles, you know, obviously it's going to be more than that. Or if you have 15,000-pound axles, it's going to be even more than that. So, yes, I have 3 axles, but they're going to cost me $400 or potentially less.